Hey everyone, what's up? It's been a while. I just finished reading this book called Menace. It's really good and I want to tell you about it because it's an important subject to me and to the human experience. And I want to start off by saying I'm not calling myself an expert. I do have a bachelor's degree in kinesiology, which is the study of human motion and human systems. So I do know more than the layperson, but I'm like still just a layperson. Just starting off with that. But this book is written by a guy named Konstantin Monastyrsky. He's Ukrainian. He got a degree in pharmacology, in science. And he got a pharmacist degree, and then he came to the United States. So he has a background in medicine, but I suppose that means in drugs, right? But so the book is the subtitle is "The Truth About Fiber's Role in Diet Failure, Constipation, Hemorrhoids, Irritable Bowel Syndrome, Ulcerative Colitis, Crohn's Disease, and Colon Cancer." And his argument is that fiber causes all of these things. So, which I'm inclined to agree with. I really just kind of wanted to go through what I agree with, what he does well and what he doesn't do well. So what he clearly knows a lot more about than I do and is very good at describing and telling you about is the digestive system itself. And the reason I want to point that out is because the digestive system is not inside your body. It's more of a hole through your body. The inside of your body is sterile and your digestive tract is not. The point of the digestive system is to get the energy from food into your body without getting all the bad stuff. This is why it's better to puke than it is to have an allergy. But yeah, so the amount of information and detail he gives you on the different tissues throughout the digestive tract and the different functions they have and how they work, and how they work in combination with different macronutrients, so fat, protein, and carbohydrate, is impressive. And if you want to learn more about how the digestive system works, this is a good place to start. Basically, the stomach is meant for proteins, and the intestines is meant for fat. And carbohydrate is digested in the mouth and also in this absorbed, I think, in the small intestines along with fat. But nowhere in the system is fiber really accommodated for. If I remember correctly, the small intestines is about the size of a quarter, and the large intestines is about the size of a golf ball. And so that causes problems with fiber because insoluble fiber, the stuff from fruits and vegetables, grows to 5 or 6 times its original size once inside your body. And once that gets into the intestines, it doesn't go through very well. And so it, roughage, if you will, as everyone calls it. And this pulls all of the bacteria out of your gut and throws it out, which is bad because the bacteria in your gut is the basis for your immune system, so that makes you vulnerable to everything and causes all of these problems that the subtitle presents. And so he does a very good job of describing to you why fiber is bad and is a menace, literally, and why you should cut it out of your diet. Which is great, because then people aren't going to die of colon cancer. you know, which is important to me because it runs in my family. And I do not want colon cancer. And in college I had a lot of problems with my digestive system, and from reading this book, it turns out that all the problems I had was from eating too much fiber. Now, on the other side, he also gives a lot of advice about like what to eat. At some point in the book, he does claim to be telling you what not to eat, i.e. fiber, rather than what to eat. So that's good. Because he's not so much he doesn't know so much about what happens inside the body, and how the endocrine system reacts to the different macronutrients, so fat, protein, and carbohydrate, and what works and doesn't work, because that's clearly not his area of expertise nor his area of interest. He's interested in the digestive system, which is separate from the inside of your body, right? Like I already said. So he says a lot of weird things about what to eat. He even describes his own diet near the end of the book in some of the footnotes, and what works for him. And it's weird. It's not a diet I would personally follow. But it works for him, and it is a diet that works clearly because he wrote it into his book. Excuse me. So I would definitely recommend reading this book, but at the same time, I would not specifically follow his diet guidelines other than to cut fiber out and how to do that. I cut fiber out for the first time a couple years ago, and that it for the first 2 weeks it kind of sucks, but then it gets better again if you're young and healthy anyway. And yeah, so excrement is made mainly of bacteria and water. So if there's a ton of fiber and unprocessed food in it, that's bad. And so because fiber kind of cleanses your gut of bacteria, when you stop eating it, suddenly your intestines isn't functioning correctly, and nothing's moving, and again, your immune system is kind of compromised. So getting off of it is not the easiest thing to do. It's easier if you're in your 20s like I am. But if you're a lot older, then you're going to have a lot more difficulty doing it, because if you've been eating a lot of fiber for many years, it's going to have done a lot more damage, which would make his advice, because he talks about that, more valuable. Because again, he is in that age group as well. He's 50 something. So yeah, it's a good book. It's definitely worth reading and keeping on your bookshelf, but it's not the end all be all of what is good nutrition and bad nutrition. The main the main contribution this book makes is cut the fiber out, which is a really, really good place to start if you're struggling with your diet, because that's going to force you to consider how to make your bring your digestive tract back to health, which is going to be the first step toward healthy diet, healthy body, healthy life. So yeah, it's a good book. Fiber is a fucking menace. And it's good to see all of you. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I can't wait for spring. And bye.